Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Portland man sentenced in guns for drugs trade. Ryan Thomas, a 38-year-old fisherman of Portland, was on Friday sentenced for his involvement in the illegal guns for drugs trade. When Thomas appeared in the Portland Parish Court, he was charged for possession of ganja and taking steps to prepare and export ganja. Thomas was arrested and charged on September 12, 2020, in the parish of Portland after the police carried out a raid at the house he occupied and found 31 knitted bags along with 5 buckets containing ganja weighing over 1,500 pounds in a room. His sentence includes paying a fine of $15,000 or 3 months hard labor for possession of 1,500 pounds of ganja, a fine of $3 million or 6 months for taking steps preparatory to export ganja, and 10 months and 2 weeks hard labor to run concurrently. If the fines are not paid, the sentences will run consecutively. The judge, in passing the sentence, told Thomas, "There are many ways to make an honest living, and as such, the guns for drugs trade will not be tolerated." Commanding officer for the Portland Division, Superintendent Kenneth Chin, reacted swiftly, stating, "The Portland Police are committed to do our part in dismantling the leg of the guns for drugs trade, which is operating in the parish of Portland. I thank the team that participated in the apprehension and conviction of this man. We urge the citizens of this beautiful parish, Portland, to continue to work with us as we make all efforts to make Portland the safest parish in Jamaica," he stated. Cat and mouse game. Deputy Superintendent of Police Coleridge Minto has described the crackdown on illegal parties in St. Andrew South Division as a cat and mouse game between partygoers and the police. DSP Minto reported that the revelers are adamant in their determination to breach the Disaster Risk Management Act (DRMA), and it's a constant fight between them and the police to have the illegal parties shut down. It's a cat and mouse game. The patrol vehicle drives up and people start to run in different directions. They jump over the fences. They jump over walls. It is almost like a stampede sometimes. By the time there is an enforcement, you are able to hold just maybe the persons who own the music equipment and doesn't want to run away leave them. So oftentimes, we end up holding the promoter and the persons who own the equipment and prosecute them, and we have done that right across the division, he said. Minto, who is head of the Duane Park Police Station, pointed to several areas in the division where parties are held, which include Marvelly, Juiceland, Brook Valley, Olympic Gardens, and Carifta Avenue. "We have illegal parties right across the division, and we have been doing a lot of enforcement. You will find that once you close a party today, another person does another tomorrow," he reported. Data provided by Commanding Officer for St. Andrew South, Superintendent Kirk Rickett, showed that up to February 13 this year, 178 illegal parties were shut down and 84 arrests made. Further, the data showed that 1,285 people were warned for breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act (DRMA), and 33 sound systems, including laptops and speaker boxes, seized. Further, one partygoer who spoke with reporters and asked not to be named believes there should no longer be a hunt aimed at shutting down parties. "Yes, them can free up with no man. Certain inner city people depend on the entertainment sector for an income," the woman said. The 22-year-old, who is a university student, said she has been hosting parties since the onset of the novel coronavirus pandemic to fund her school expenses. So far, she has kept 2 parties, which allowed her to pay her tuition in full. "I kept a party 5 days after Corona came here. I do it because I want to continue school. Me have to graduate, so I just have to focus on the finish line," she said. And when she isn't hosting parties, she attends those held by others in inner city communities, such as Waterhouse, Tivoli, and Brook Valley. "I go to parties almost every day and I balance it with school. I go to the parties because life must go on. COVID-19 has been here from March 2020 and I haven't got sick and I'm not vaccinated. At first I was scared because of the picture the media portrayed of the virus, but from I realized that nothing happened to me," she added, noting that the parties help with crime control as there is much focus on enjoyment from the festivities. In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said, that the measures imposed under the DRMA to curtail the spread of the novel coronavirus will end in a few weeks. The DRMA has reached its limit. The country has reached its tolerance limit for restrictions. In the management of the pandemic, there is no general agreement as to what should be done, and any action you take is subject to high criticism, some unfair, some without bias, and some with great political consequences, said Holness, who was addressing the House of Representatives on February 10. SAV residents happy for social intervention. Residents of Newmarket Oval in downtown Savannah-Lamar were all smiles on Friday as they gathered at their football field for a joint initiative by the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and several other entities such as the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, aimed at encouraging peaceful relations. The event saw several agencies displaying their offerings and hosting exhibitions while police officers joined children in a friendly game of football. Though the pace of the day picked up slowly, Lansford Royer Hensley, an elderly resident of the neighboring community of Seaton Crescent, welcomed the initiative and said he hopes it is something that will continue to happen in his community. Me happy to see Wagwan. Yes, man. Me love to see how the youths them come out and do something nice. More don't mind if them could have come back more often, cause me like how this a go on, Hensley stated. He said the initiative is one they have been desperately needed in recent times since crime surged in the area prompted the declaration of Zone of Special Operations by Prime Minister Andrew Holness in early January. The place never nice with there, and today people come out and look on Wagwan because the soldier them debought the place. The only thing we don't really like is the 6 o'clock curfew. That the part there we are suffer because people like me, we have bar, have it close early and we cannot make no money like that, he continued. Night curfews running from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following day were also part of the measures that were imposed in southern Savannah-Lamar in an effort to curb crime. Another committee member who came out and identified himself only as John had similar sentiments. Me like this man. We like see them type of something here. People think say a gunman they bout here, but good youth there, we are trying to do the right thing, so we like to see how them come out in the community, he told reporters. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of the Westmoreland Police Division, Robert Gardner, in his address to the residents, stressed that although he expects the initiative to yield great results, the police division cannot do it alone, and they need the help of the residents. We expect that the foundations we are laying here today will be something fertile and something that will grow and let this community, Newmarket Oval and its environs, be a place that people will want to come to live, do business, and of course, raise their families. It is not a one-man show. The police by ourselves cannot do it. It is going to take multiple groups, but most importantly, the community to help us to help them, Gardner stated. He further lauded the citizens for their cooperation with the Zone of Special Operations. The Zone of Special Operations, as you know, is operating within this space, and I must say to you, I commend the citizens so far. They realize that it's an important thing that the security forces are doing, and we appreciate so far the support that you are all giving, Gardner said. Gardner also announced that in the coming weeks, different groups will be formed in the communities, which will target different groups of residents. I also want to highlight the fact that very soon, we are going to form groups such as police youth clubs within these environments, as we just want each one to encourage the other that we are to start to roll out these projects, that you are all a part of it because it can only be in greater safety and security for all, he stated. Meanwhile, Custos of Westmoreland Reverend Canon Perrin, who was already in attendance, opined that the solution to the community's crime problem is love. Today is a special day in this parish where different organizations have come in support to the rebuilding of the community towards understanding so that we can coexist as a people and as a nation. What has transpired here in the last couple of months should not repeat itself. What we need more ever before is a component called love, Perrin told the residents. Francois White, Targeted Information Officer for Montego-based chapter of Jamaica Aid Support for Life, one of the many agencies that were present to offer support, said in volatile areas such as southern Savannah-Lamar, the services his organization offers are very important and he was happy to be part of the initiative. We are here offering free HIV and syphilis testing to the community and other stakeholders involved in today's activities. Within this community, I would consider it to be a need of vital resource. A lot of marginalization people who are in the community can be vulnerable to HIV and syphilis. The mere fact that we are here today to offer the service free, not many persons can afford, and not many entities like ours come into the community on a frequent basis to offer testing. So, we see this is a prime opportunity so that all community members can benefit white stated. They are very appreciative of the service. A lot of them come up asking if there is a cost attached, and we have to quickly tell them no, it is free, so they are really happy for the service, he continued. Other entities that were present were Restorative Justice, Peace Management Initiative, and the Western Regional Health Authority, who were administering first and second doses of the COVID-19 vaccines. Sidewalk Danger. Members of the disabled community are bemoaning the deplorable state of sidewalks they traverse daily, which has left them exposed to danger and injury. Sharon Tennant, an amputee, told reporters that she was hit out of her wheelchair by a motorist who didn't even stop after the incident, which took place on Orange Street in downtown Kingston last week. "Him not even look, him just lick me and gone," the 70-year-old woman reported. Tennant is among those in the disabled community who experience difficulties traversing on the streets daily, whether through discrimination encountered from able-bodied people or poor access to services. In an effort to promote, protect, and ensure the full and equal enjoyment by persons with disabilities of privileges, interest, benefits, and treatment on equal basis with others, the Disabled Act 2014 came into full effect on February 14. However, there are still some gaps to be filled in ensuring the disabled people get proper treatment. One concern raised by Tennant, who has been wheelchair-bound for 16 years, is the poor condition of sidewalks. Them no have no road for wheelchair people, and some of the driver them no have no heart. No sidewalk no did they for me travel pan. The government have to do something for disabled people. Them now do nothing for we, nothing, said Tennant, who was being pushed in her wheelchair by her friend Michael Peart on Slap Road, Kingston, at the time of the interview. First thing drivers will say is, come out of the road, come out of the road, but where we fi go, she questioned. Unlike Tenant, Vincent Riley, who is blind, has less challenges moving around. The 73-year-old stressed that he walks with his cane and is always accompanied by someone who guides his steps. When my foot go in a hole on the sidewalk, sometimes me will almost fall down, but me have this stick and someone to help me, said Riley, who has been assisted by his neighbor, Shaquille Carter. Meanwhile, regarding the issue of sidewalks in need of improvement, checks made on several government agencies and ministries have revealed that they are in line with elements of the Disabled Act, which point to providing proper access for disabled people, such as wheelchair ramps and parking. Section 36(2) of the Act indicates that the owner or the agent of the owner of an existing public or commercial premises shall make alterations thereto, with which cause the premises to be readily accessible and usable by a person with a disability. Some of the buildings reporters visited, including the Health and Wellness, Labor and Social Security, Justice and Agriculture and Fisheries Ministries, National Housing Trust, National Insurance Scheme and Tax Administration offices in the corporate area. In relation to fines, Section 45(1) said that a body corporate that commits an offense against this act is liable, on summary conviction before a resident magistrate, to fine not exceeding $1 million. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.